וציפור הכהן ולוקח למטהר שתי ציפורים חיוס טהורוס. הגמרא במסכת חולין says, in דף קמ עמוד א', חיוס פרט לטרפות. A tzipor that does not live for at least 12 months or 4 seasons is not considered a hayo. A trefo אינו hayo. The Mezorah has to make sure to be able to become tohor that he has to bring 2 kosher birds. One bird he's going to shecht, the other one he's going to send away. If one of these birds is not 100% kosher, he is not tohor and he is not kosher to come inside the Beis HaMikdash and to eat korban pesach. He is not allowed in the Machne Yisrael. He has to stay michutz l'sholosh machanos. The question is, how do we know that the bird is a kosher bird? Maybe that bird is a treifo. We know when we want to eat bosr from a behemo, we have to make bedikas panim. We open up the behemo, we check inside whether the behemo is kshero or not. One tzipor we're going to shecht and we're going to be able to check it. But one tzipor has to be sent away. How do we know that that tzipor is not a treifo? And memelo, the whole procedure would be invalid. The answer is, we have a chazaka, droiv tziporim are chayos. We go bosor roiv. So the Maharil Diskin asks a moridike kashe. The Gemara in Masechta Chulin, Daf Yud Aleph Amud Aleph, deals with that question. How do we know the klal of somchinon bosor roiv, that we are hoilchin bosor roiv? For example, if somebody takes milk from a cow to drink, if this cow happens to be found to be a treifo, which means has a hole in the lungs or in the brain that makes that cow non-kosher, the milk is not kosher to drink either. So if we do not follow the roiv that most of the behemoths are ksheros, a person would have to milk the cow and wait until they shech the cow and make a bedikas penim, and then once the cow is found to be 100% kosher, then you can drink the milk. We follow the roiv. You don't have to open up the cow. How do we know that klal? And the Gemara brings a raya from Parshath Chukas. The Zuas Chukas HaTorah, a person has to shecht the poro Aduma, and he cannot inspect inside the poro Aduma, and he has to burn it and make the procedure of efer poro. But that poro has to be 100% kosher with no mum and cannot be a treifo. How do we know it is not a treifo? Maybe the cow has a hole in the lungs and we cannot inspect the cow, the Gemara says. Elomai, from here we learn that as linon bosor roiv, you follow the roiv of the behemoths, and roiv of the behemoths don't have a mum. From poro Aduma, you can drink milk without having to shech the cow and find out what's inside. And the Gemara brings a second raya from Egla Arufa, Parshath Shoifetim, Sefer Devorim. Also has to be a kosher egla, no mum, not a treifo, and you don't open it up. We follow the roiv that the Maharil Diskin, Brisk why the Gemara has to wait all the way to bring ra'ayot from Sefer Bamidbar, Parshath Chukas, and from Sefer Devorim, Parshath Shoftim? Why can't you bring a raya from Sefer Vayikro, Parshath Mezorah? How do we know that the Tzipor Hachai is not a treifo, the one we send away, and we take for granted that the tzipor is a kosher one? You have to say, because as linon bosor roiv, we follow most of the tziporim. 51% of the birds are kosher, at least 51%. And the Gemara brings rayas from Aduma, Egla Arufa. Why can you bring a raya from Tzipor Hachai, the Parshath Mezorah? And it brings a very interesting shayla. What would be the locho? At the mitzvah of Shiluach haken, the mother is rovetes hal habonim. You must send away the mother. Ve'es habonim tikoch loch. Then you can take the eggs, you can take the chicks. If you don't send away the mother, there is a lav. And if you shech the mother, there is makot, malkes, 39 lashes. But what happens if you did send away the mother, but the mother came back? That's the Gemara's kasha. At hamo meshalcho. Omer Rabbi Yehuda, kedei shetetze mitachas yodo. Rashi explains that if he could go and grab it back, mutar lo letofso, he is allowed to grab the animal, the bird back, vehi muteres lo, and the bird is kosher for him. In Shulchan Aruch Yerdei Osim Reish Tzadik Bes Seif Dalet, at the mitzvah of Shiluach haken, im yotzeso mitachas yodo, once the bird goes away from the hands of the person that grabbed the bird, the mother, muter lo lachzo veletofso, have to grab it and catch it again. The Gemara Masechta Kedushin, Tab Nun Zayin Omud Beis, speaks about the Tzipor hamishtaleach by Mezorah. Is it kosher to eat the tzipor hamishtaleach, or is it not kosher to eat? Haitamu, v'sholcho merachamono, v'lo letakolo. The Torah doesn't say you should send away the tzipor, be machshil somebody that dover isur. This tzipor will be also to eat. Anybody that finds this tzipor will not be able to eat any other bird. Maybe that is that bird. So this bird actually is mutter to eat. And according to the Gemara in Masechta Chulin, Daf Kuf Mem Aleph, that you are allowed to grab the tzipor, Shiluach haken, you are allowed to grab the tzipor of Mezorah Gamken also. Since you're allowed to grab it, you could shecht it, and you could be bodek, and see whether it's kosher or not. But if I would not know the halacha, that ozlinon bosoroiv, that you go bosoroiv and you say most of them are kosher, I would have to have a special catcher to grab the bird and shecht it and check it. Otherwise, the Mezorah will never be kosher. So the Maharil Diskin wants to say that's very interestingly, merumas in the Gemara, that the Gemara does not bring a raya to the din of azlinon bosoroiv from Tzipor, המשתלח of the Mezorah, because ביודו לבודקו.